Hey everyone, Thornton here, and you might be wondering, why am I in a Doom Guy helmet? Well, it was the closest thing I could find to the Helldivers helmet. But today we're going to talk about how the newest update in Helldivers 2 actually caused a lot of issues with the game and when it's going to be back on track and what we can be expecting a fix for it. And also, in case you missed it, what's actually wrong with it. Without further ado, let's jump into today's topic.
This saga begins with a rare message from the Helldivers 2 Game Master, who, if you didn't know, is in charge of pretty much all the enemy fights, all the ongoing orders, and this is Joel, whose words echoed through the digital realm, alerting players to an unexpected bug that has now gone into the game's mechanics. This bug, as it turns out, is not a typical glitch, but a complex issue affecting the tracking of players' progress in the Galactic War, which, is a pretty central aspect of Helldivers 2's gameplay and what makes it so immersive and fun, with everyone competing to fight for one giant super Earth. This revelation came at a time when players were eagerly engaging in the warfront, only to discover that their efforts were not being accurately recorded. And the news has basically spread like wildfire among the Helldivers 2 community, and there's been a lot of discussions, theories, and speculations about the implications of this bug on the game's lore and overall experience. The Game Master's message has gone through the Discord platform, and it's good at least that they're acknowledging it along with some of the other bugs in the game right now, such as crossplay not working between PlayStation 5 and PC. And as players are grappling with the issues of the bug, there's actually another issue that has emerged. There's an increase in game crashes following a recent patch, and it has something to do with the lightning weapons in the game, so I highly advise you don't use them until they have an official patch fix for this because, well, your games are going to crash a lot. And this is added to the challenges faced by both players and developers alike. Every time we get a lot of new stuff in this game, there's going to be an issue with just how many players there are and the unexpected bugs and the rate at which they're actually giving us content, which is really a lot in a very short amount of time. However, among this, the director of Helldivers 2, Johan Pilstedt, has actually brought up something that has been a huge issue in Helldivers 2, and that's him asking the community's input on a equally pressing matter, and that is the issue of serial kickers within the game. This is one of the most asshole-ish things you can do if you are playing Helldivers 2, and that's basically being as toxic as possible and kicking people out that aren't playing the way that you want them to play. And it's creating frustration and discord among the player base, because you do need a kick function for when someone's actually just team killing because there is friendly fire, and then you need to also not make it so that you can just get kicked because you aren't playing the way that the host wants you to by using certain loadouts. And there's been some players that have actually taken matters into their own hands, such as Snazzlefrax's and Gundog Prime, who have basically been getting praised on Reddit. Snazzlefrax, for instance, during a suicide dive, encountered a player berating everyone for not knowing how to play. Having had to follow orders and endure threats about being kicked, they actually watched a teammate go down and disappear from the server. And at that point, they made a desperate choice to make off with the super samples they'd previously collected from the host player's body. I ran with super samples to the edge of the mission area and kept on running, Snazzle says. And this will be an interesting way in how Helldivers 2 has to balance the toxicity of players just kind of being asses and also just players dealing with the bugs and getting kicked out for a multitude of other reasons. Hopefully all this gets fixed very soon, as Helldivers 2 is an absolutely fantastic game with a ton of great content, but some of the bugs are starting to really show through and not the Terminates. The one that is actually on Arrowhead's top priority is the issue with crossplay just not working, and it actually is a very serious issue because they have not done any jokes about it or used military jargon. They've actually given an update saying, alright Helldivers, due to a lot of requests, here's a brief update on the friend request issue. The bad news is that there's not much good news. The good news is that this is still, and possibly even more so, one of our top issues at the moment. It's being worked on continuously and was discussed at length internally earlier today. Many of you have asked us to update you even if there's not much to say, and since pretty much all communication is better than the silent treatment, hopefully this is better than nothing. You're not being ignored. This is actually really nice to hear because a lot of dev studios would not take the same approach. At least they are acknowledging us.
Let me know down below, what are your thoughts so far on Helldivers 2's latest patch? What are you looking forward to in regards to the new faction? And along with that, are you having any issues with crossplay? Also, don't forget to check out my other videos right here where I cover more news and information on other kinds of video games. And until next time, thank you for stopping by. I'll see you in the next video.